Hey, Barry here. Hey, I want to just cover something. There's a lot of shit going on in the news, and nobody takes time to think anything out. They just follow their, little nose everywhere and just don't even do any research. So, anyways, I want to talk about mainly black youth. Okay, let's just put it out there. We're seeing videos of a lot of black youths, Chicago downtown, getting all crazy. Like a wilding almost. But they're 100, 200 kids. You see it in Milwaukee on the street corners when they're doing their deal on Water Street, which is a shame because I used to pick up tons of chicks on Water Street. Anyways, and it's really not because of white or black. It's because of, you're going to trip. Some of you conservatives are going to trip. But it's not that it's a conservative thing. It's an environmental thing. And what's going on is it's stress related. And the word stress can mean a long window of stress, just so you remember. And so if you're negative to what I'm saying already, think about the most stressful time you had. Okay, go back to that, because that's kind of what they're living like. But anyways, so what's going on is the situation that they're in, being in the inner city, most likely fatherless, right? So there is no discipline at all. So from the minute that they wake up, or they're a kid, and they start to at least venture on beyond the house, all they're walking into is a fucking shit show. And it's highly stressful. There's people being killed. They don't know who, person of color living in the city, inner city. Dude, I wouldn't walk to fucking Stop and Go, man. Fuck that shit. I'd be fucking armed up like a goddamn SEAL, So, anyways, so that's stress. That's high. That's like the stress that you would get if a fucking lion's coming out of the bushes when you were a caveman and take off, because that lion's going to kill you. So think about that. So what happens is that your sympathetic or your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system, right? I'm not going to get too deep into that. We can, if you want to talk more, hit me. But what's going on is your fight or flight system is pinned all the time. And what happens is when you're a kid or being carried by your mom, like myself, my mom was getting divorced, had a baby. So my old man was a douchebag. He was drunk all the fucking time. My brother had to go pick him up from the bars. So when he came home, he was a douche, right? And so she divorced when I was a baby, right? So I had that shit swimming in it. And then I got out and I was like, okay, cool. I had a really cool childhood living in Beaver Dam. It was like fucking Mayberry back in the 60s. And all of a sudden she meets my stepdad, who's a total asshole. The guy just berated me from 1 year after they were married to ever. Like, he just totally would make me cry. He would insult me in public, all sorts of shit. So that's why I got a chip on my shoulder, a little bit of that, if you come at me. So anyways, at that time, when I was born, I had it, and then I got off it, and then when my dad came around from 7 to 14, I got it again, hardcore, right? So I was constantly under this stress. But what's going on is that my body, a hormone is being produced, cortisol, and so I'm swimming in it when I'm a kid. Now I got it now, and what happens is from 0 to 14, your genome is still developing, okay? So to make it simple, think of your genome. Somewhere on your genome, you have a switch. Opens up, closes, right, on that little ladder. And what happens is that genome, because most of your environment you grew up in thinks that's normal in a way, and so it just floods. So the minute that you get a little freaked out over, Trump winning the presidency or whatever, you get all fucking whacked and you start acting nutty. Well, these kids are under all this stress. So where are they gonna go, right? So they're just like, fuck this. And it's almost like they're in the moment. It's like I know it sounds weird, but it's almost because they're not thinking about nothing else but what they're doing then. So what that is you're not thinking about the stress. These are facts. So before you go blaming people over race, you got to look at what the conditions people react to, So just about any endurance athlete I always talk to, okay? I always ask them. I'm talking everyone that I've ever coached, and people that I talk to, and I say to them, I say, hey, let me ask you a question. Did you have a fucked up childhood? And they all go, yeah, they had something. They got molested, they got fucked around by their dad, their mom was an asshole, there was nobody around, it was the 80s, so a lot of people, their fucking parents were smoking weed the whole fucking time, right? So it's a fact. And so the way to handle it, unfortunately, is medically, but you're not going to give the whole fucking city Lexapro, you know what I mean? So they've got to change somehow what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, but I don't see an answer, to be honest with you, because all you're doing is creating another government agency to pay people to be executives, to hire people to work underneath them, to handle one person each. And this is like, it doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I just want to put that out there. So there's a reason. So next time you're watching some crazy ass shit going on, and I don't agree with it, but that's what's going on. And in your daily life too. So hit me up if you got any questions on this stuff. I'm an expert at it, trust me. Peace, Z-Man.